Right, hello guys, welcome to my channel, Gen Z Finance. On this channel, I go over my bi-weekly and monthly budgets, my total kind of financial health, and all of that fun stuff. So in today's video, it is the beginning of August, it's August 1st, so that means we need to review July's budget, make sure that all of my accounts are up to date, update my net worth, and also review August budget and discuss with you guys any changes that are going to be coming up in this next month, which for me there actually are quite a bit. So there's a lot to cover. I'm hopefully going to move through this as fast as I can. So we're going to go ahead and start, and I'm going to jump back to July here for a second, because July 31st, yesterday, was a Friday, and it was a 3 paycheck month for me. Woohoo! So I got a paycheck for, and if I come to my account, you'll see it, for, fix this date, $1,614.13. And if you're a longtime viewer, you know that's about $150 in my usual paycheck, so usually about $14.48. But I didn't have any medical insurance or HSA deductions for that paycheck, so that's why it was a bit bigger. And I didn't record the budget because it was going to go so fast. All 1,600 of it went to this category for a new computer that I hope to purchase at one point, hopefully not too soon. So I put 1,600 straight to that, and then the other $14, I actually have created this new category because I'm currently on a free 1-month trial of using 1Password, which is a password manager app thing. So I just put the $14.13 into that, so that if I do end up purchasing it next month, I have some of that money already set aside, and I'll just have to come up with the subscription for a year is $36, so I just need to come up with a difference next month. So I didn't do a budget with me for that because it was literally like 2 seconds. So now that that's done, what I can budget with you guys is my interest that I received from my checking account. So this is July checking interest, and it's going to be an inflow of only 43 cents. And then if I go to my checking account or my savings account, it's going to be July saving interest, and it was $9.44. So that's even less in interest than I got for June, even though I had a transfer into the account of $1,900 at the beginning of July. So that's kind of disappointing, but whatever. So of $9.87, and I always budget my interest that I receive from my checking and savings account directly into my emergency fund. So I'm in August now, and I'm going to budget that there, which brings my emergency fund to just over $2,300. Okay, next we're going to move to my tracking accounts, and we're going to update all of these, and this will help me get a better idea of what my actual net worth is. So, first thing I'm going to do with this federal loan aid, this number is off. It's showing I owe $5,160, and I just want to get the more precise number, which is actually what I owe. I owe $5,154.67. I want to make sure that's a negative. Yep. I'm just going to let it create an adjustment for me because I don't really want to enter it myself. So because it was off because of interest, I just hit that reconcile button. It will ask if that's your current balance, and if it's not, you can press no and then enter your current balance. And if you want, you can just let YNAB do the reconciliation and create that transaction to get your balance correct. So that's what I did. And now that account is correct. Next, we're going to go to my 401k, and I'm going to clear this. And I'm going to add a transaction. I'm going to make this on the 31st. The pay will be the market. That's kind of how I mark, so if it was an increase or a decrease, increase in amount. If I can spell increase, that'd be great. Increase in amount. And for this, what I'm going to do is take the current balance according to my account, 3867.47, and subtract, because this is a calculator, the current balance in YNAB, which is this 3683. So that did the math for me. So it was a $183.93, or not percent, but amount change. So I'm going to clear that, and then is my current account balance 3867.47? It is. So that's like a pro tip. Maybe it's not a pro tip, but that's like a pro tip that I use to reconcile like my 401k, for instance, where I have my own contributions, and then like the market is, increasing or decreasing. Just whatever the current balance is on your account, take that number and either add or subtract what you have actually entered in YNAB so far, what the cleared balance in YNAB is. Next, HSA Bank. So with this, we're just going to say that that is true, but I actually set up a transfer from my HSA like cash account to the investment account. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this a transfer, and I created this tracking account. It's to invest, and it's with TD Ameritrade. Transfer to investment account, and we're going to say it's an outflow. I think it's an outflow of $707.43. Yep, because my account balance is at 101. So I'm going to clear that. And my current HSA account balance is at $1,001. And then when I come down to this account, you can see it's at 707.43. And I'm going to, again, add this transaction and say this is the market because it's invested now. And I'm going to say increase in amount. And my current balance is 710.27, so I'll just subtract that from the 707.43 that's already in there. And what is that? That's 284. If I clear this, is my current balance 710.27? It is. So I hope that made sense. I know I kind of went by that fast, but pretty much every 2 weeks, except on my third paycheck months, so twice a month on my paychecks, I $166 is sent from my paycheck to my HSA, and then once it hits this HSA account, my cash account, anything over $1,001 will be transferred to my investment account. So some of this is actively invested, about 500 of it is actively invested, like I bought a stock, or I bought like an index fund or an ETF. I think I bought an ETF if I'm remembering correctly. So that's actively invested, and then the rest is currently in like the cash settlement account where it's not yet invested. But I decided I did not want to have 3 kind of separate HSA tracking accounts, so I'm just going to combine them into one, which makes sense because when I look at the investment account, the money it tells me I have is 1. It doesn't separate them really. I mean, you can find out what your balance is on the investment side and what your balance is on the cash side, but I'm just going to combine it in YNAB for this point. And once a month I'll go in to that account and manually buy whatever index fund I want. And so that's going to be investing. Next, we're going to go over my Vanguard IRA, and this has increased in value since the last time. Pay is going to be, again, the market. It's going to be an increase in amount, and it's going to be an increase of $154.07. Is my account balance $3,154.07? It is, and all of that is invested. Okay, now moving down. I swear we're almost done with this. My Vanguard money market account is at $500. Actually, it's at just make this the market. We're just gonna say interest. I think it's just interest on the money market account, but we'll just say it's market. It's gonna be an info of 57 cents. Clear, reconcile $500.57. Yes, so the money market account, it's not being actively, that means that $500 is not actively invested. So once I do actually buy stock, that's when it would transfer from the money market to the actual like kind of investment section of the IRA. So I'm kind of doing the opposite that I'm doing with my HSA Bank. I am separating out the cash portion of the IRA to the investment portion of the IRA. I just don't want to do that with the HSA because I have like the true cash balance that's in my actual, like that I can actually charge to my HSA debit card. Then I have the cash balance that's sitting there waiting to be invested, and then I have the invested balance. So that's too many accounts for me. So I combined anything that's in the money market or investment account into one account for the HSA, and I have it separated out for the IRA. Anyway, finally, we have Bencor, which is a plan that I have from my part-time job where they take 7.5% of my gross income and put it into this pre-tax, like, so it's like a FICA alternative plan, so I don't pay like Social Security tax or anything on it, and it can grow, but it's just like with the state, it's just a little side benefit, but I do want to track it, and I haven't tracked it in a while, so we'll say these are my pre-tax contributions. My contributions from, we'll say, Q2 through July. I think July is in Q2. I don't know anymore. This year has just flown by. So my total contribution for the year has been $106.22, and I'm going to subtract that by what I've already have in here for my contributions of $43.55. Save. So that was an increased contribution of $62.67. And then the actual total balance right now, just due to, again, the market increase in amount, is 11738, and I'll just subtract that by the 106.02 for an $11.36 increase. Yes, that is my current balance. Okay, so those have finally all been updated. Hopefully you guys stayed with me for that. I wanted to show you how you can actually update your tracking accounts manually at the end of the month. I do it at the end of the month. And the reason some of these hadn't been updated in a while is because end of June, my investments were kind of down a little bit, and I decided I did not want that negativity in my life, so I simply did not track that. And you know what? That's the beauty about having unlinked accounts in YNAB. You can decide to update them or not update them at your leisure. If the market is doing really bad and you don't want to think about it, you don't want to look at it, you don't have to. So that's why I choose unlinked accounts. So anyway, next we're going to go over some of my reports. So we're going to start with the income versus expenses. We're going to switch over to July, which is this column, and I'm just going to go over all of my income and then spending. So I had $249.54 for my part-time job. This was a lot for my part-time job, and in future months it should be less because I was working 6 hours a week, and now for the next couple of weeks I'm working 4 hours a week, and then there'll be a 1 week that I'm off, and then I don't know what my schedule will be like yet in about a month. I don't know how many hours I'll be working a week then. For my full-time job, I brought in $4,510.66, and that is because I was a 3-paycheck month, and like I mentioned before, the last paycheck was $150 more than my normal paychecks. Interest and cash back was $987, so in total I brought in $4,770.07, which is not normal. This is my second highest income month for the year, and my first highest was April when I got the stimulus check and another 3-paycheck month. So I did my normal $400 to my mom. These are my household bills. I live with her. I just send that out on the 1st, which is why on August it's already showing as I transferred that money out because it's a recurring transaction in YNAB set for the 1st. For subscriptions, I only spent $18.66 this month, which is the normal Kindle Unlimited, Apple Storage, and then the HBO Max. Monthly varied, I actually spent a little bit in other/miscellaneous, $37.33, and that was for a Kindle book. Another Kindle book, actually Your Money or Your Life, was on sale on Kindle for $1.99, so I bought that. Then I bought a hardcover, excuse me, I just sneezed, a hardcover book on Amazon, The Boggleheads, excuse me, I sneezed again, The Boggleheads Guide to Investing for $21.36, and then Taylor Swift dropped an album, a surprise album, so I had to go on Apple, and I went ahead and just bought that for $9. Giving, I did $20 to Giving. It was for a the organization is called Laps of Love, and they are a at-home hospice veterinarian care. So we had to put down my dog. At the beginning of the month, he'd been with us for 16 years. He had recently really hurt himself. He could not walk, and so the vet had come out, and we obviously paid them for their services and everything, but they are such a phenomenal service that I just had to donate an extra $20 to them. So that was my giving for the month. And then in fun, I finally spent my fun money. I had $40 in here, and connected to Taylor Swift's new album. She also released new merchandise. I don't have any Taylor Swift merchandise. I really enjoyed the album, so I bought a sweater. The sweater was $70. It was $65 and then $5 for taxes, and it was free shipping. So the free shipping to me makes it sound like a good deal. That's what I say to justify it. So I split that between my fun category and my clothing category. So I put the majority of it, $40, into fun, which meant that I spent $97.33 in total on my monthly varied. And then in clothing, I put the other $30.53. And the reason I split it between fun and clothing is because I had close to $500 in clothing that I had not. I think I only spent. Yeah, the last time I spent money on clothing was back in January. So I was like, what the heck, I have this clothing sinking fund, I'm going to use it. So I spent $30.53 on my sinking funds. I finally set up for my IRA a recurring transaction from my checking account to my money market account for $500. So that is in my IRA category. And then no money went towards my student loans, but we'll cover that when I look at my actual July savings. So I had a total expenses of $1,046.52, which meant net, so taking my total income minus my total expenses, was $3,723.55. Before we switch back to the budget, I am going to go ahead and look at my net worth. So my net worth right now is $23,142.40. I have $28,584.59 in assets, and then $5,442.19. And that $5,442 is 5,154 of that is my student loan, and then the other 300 are my credit cards that I pay in full every month, but currently they do have a balance. So for the year, I've had a $26,000 increase in my net worth, which has been about an 841% increase for the year. I am going to very quickly glance at all of my dates. So let's actually exclude August from this. There we go. So in total, I've had a 182% increase in my income. Not in my income, but in my net worth. And my goal for the end of the year is to get this to 200% increase in my net worth from February 2019 to December 2020. So to do that, I need $30,000 net worth. Oh my gosh. I need a $30,000 net worth by the end of the year, because I was negative $28,000 February 2019, so I want to be positive $28,000 or $30,000. So that is my goal, and I think I might be able to reach it. Just depends on how the market does. Okay, now I'm going to flip back to the budget. I'm going to look back at July and just show you some of my savings categories. So $110 went to my emergency fund. The $10 was from my interest from June, and then the $100 is what I budgeted actively during the month for my paychecks. I put another $100 to my 2020 medical deductible, so that has $2,200 in it. For my 2021 medical deductible, I put $400, so we are on the way. Together I have $2,600, so we're just about halfway. I think we're a little bit more than halfway to getting my full out-of-pocket max. I want my full out-of-pocket max ready and available for me to use by January 1st of 2020. And right now the full out-of-pocket max is about $5,100. I don't know if that's going to increase when my insurance renews at the end of December, but that's what I'm shooting for. I put $322.56 into this holding category, the $450 to the IRA, $639.87 went to Federal Loan A, which is now at $5,155. So that means I have the full money I need to pay off this loan when it is due in September. And then I put $200 to this new phone category, and then like we talked about, the $1,600 from my last paycheck to the computer category. If you've watched my videos before, you know I've said I don't want to purchase either of these two items until later this year. But I think my phone has heard that I want to replace it, and it's gotten really mad at me because this past week it has like not worked very well. Like the battery I think is corrupted, and so like it won't hold its charge, it won't let me open up certain apps, like it opens it up and then it immediately crashes. So I think I'm gonna have to get a new phone sooner rather than later, which is really sad. So I'm not even really gonna talk too much about this category because I don't want, I don't want it to get upset at me and stop working. So we're just not gonna talk about it too much, but I do have that money set aside, and next video you might see that this category, the phone category, is depleted because I might have bought it already. Okay, so that was the review of July. Hope it didn't go too fast. The big thing to keep in mind for July, it was a 3 paycheck month for me, and I became unofficially debt-free July 17th, where I have the full set of money I need to pay off my student loan in my savings account, and I'm just waiting until September to pay it off because it's at 0% interest right now. So we're going to flip to August. I'm going to go over August's budget, what I currently budgeted, some things that are coming up that I want you to keep in mind, and go over some updates to what I'm saving for, what my paychecks are going to be looking like. So in August, it's my normal $400 to my mom, which you can see has already been added as a transaction in YNAB. This is that, so I'll go ahead and approve that. I have my normal subscriptions. Again, I might be purchasing 1Password for the year. It's $36. So if I do end up purchasing it, I have until August, I think 18th or 19th to decide. That might be a new line item, and if I don't end up purchasing it, I'll just delete this category. But I don't have any yearly subscriptions coming up. Monthly varied, I have the $80 going into gas. And we didn't talk about this in July, but I didn't spend any of that money in July. I didn't spend any gas money in July for like the 4th month. I don't think I'll spend any money in August for gas. And I try not to keep this gas category at more than $120. So I'm going to move the extra $80. So pretty much I'm going to move the $80 that I budgeted into August out of this category because I don't need more than $120 in this category at any one time. And I'll move that down to the holding category where I can then decide how I want to spend that money at a later time. So I have my normal $25 for dining out, $50 for other, $20 for giving, $20 for fun. And then this category, if you do not know, this is just what I use to track if I'm drinking Pepsi or not. My mom purchases Diet Pepsi for the house, and I'm trying to no longer drink it. And so anytime I do get one, I have to send her $5. That's my motivation to not have one. So if I do end up grabbing one and I send her $5, I will be tracking that in YNAB and putting that in here. So for now it's just empty because I haven't had any Pepsi since July 9th. So that's what that is. So for my sinking funds, the thing to note is it is my sister's birthday this month, so I will be probably giving her about $50 in cash. I asked her for what she wanted for her birthday, and she did not give me any options, so I just am giving her cash. And then my sinking funds are otherwise pretty normal. I might be taking money out of my sister's wedding category to actually purchase my bridesmaid dress. I've been meaning to purchase my bridesmaid's dress for like 3 months now, and I just haven't for no reason other than I'm being lazy. So hopefully I eventually get that done this month. Everything else I think is fine in my sinking funds. Okay, so moving down to savings, we're going to talk about my new savings goals. So if I open up my wish list, I'm going to be moving this new card category up to my wish farm. I think I'm going to put it in front of my phone and computer because those are completed. I'm going to start budgeting between $200 to $400 a month into this new car category. I do want to be able to purchase a car either all in cash or mostly in cash. And I'm thinking about probably going to need a new car within the next 3 years. It's a new to me car, so it's a used car, but new to me. I'm guesstimating I want about $15,000 in this account, so I'm going to start saving for that now that I am debt free. So that is one of the things that I'm saving for now that I am debt free. So that's going to be something that you're going to be seeing. How much I'm actually going to be able to put towards it really depends on, if there are any unexpected expenses that come up during the month. This is probably going to be the first category that I pull from or that I decide not to put the full amount towards. But right now, I'm planning to put $400 and at the very least $200 a month towards that. And then the other thing that I'm going to start to contribute towards, and it's going to sound a little crazy because it's COVID time, but I'm going to start contributing towards a travel fund, about $150 a month towards a travel fund so that I can get that built up so that by the time 2021 rolls around and hopefully we have a vaccine, I would know I want to, go see my friends, take vacations. We already want to go to Nashville. We want to go to the Keys. So I want to have some money set aside for that so that when those opportunities happen, I don't have to worry about it. I can finally leave my house and go on a vacation. So that's going to be something else that I'm going to start saving for. And Then the only other thing I want to talk to you guys about is for the past couple of paychecks, I've been putting money into this holding category, and you just saw me do it again with the or with the gas money. And I was saying I don't really know what I want to use this money for. I think I'm going to convert it to a kind of holding category so I can pull money from it if there's an emergency and I need to, slash an end of year paycheck. So what that means is I'm just going to put all the extra money that I'm not exactly sure, what I want to do with it. Like I've said, like you can tell, I already have goals and monthly contributions set aside for my savings goals. Like I'm going to put $150 to my travel fund, $400 to my new car fund. I already have goals that I'm going to put money towards every month. I already have that decided. So this holding category is kind of money that, okay, do I want to put extra towards this goal or not? Like, I don't know. So I'm just going to put all the extra money, $10 there, $10 there, the $80, any extra money from gas or any of those categories into here. And at the end of the year, I'm going to reassess all of my goals, decide what goals I really want to give a boost to and put more money towards. And then I'm just going to reassign the dollars in this category to those goals at the end of the year. And I figure by then I might have around, $800 to $1,000. So maybe I decide to move that all to my emergency fund. Maybe I decide to move that all to my travel fund. I don't know yet. But I'm just going to give myself some time to think about it. And then the last thing is I'm also going to be putting $100 a month towards my long-term savings. And this is just kind of it's purposefully generic. And it's just like long-term. So this might be something that I eventually turn into a house down payment fund. This might be something that I eventually turn into a moving out of my mom's house fund and getting my first apartment. This might be something I use for my own wedding. I don't know yet. So it's kind of like a holding category. As I'm talking about it out loud and not just in my head, I realize these sound like exactly the same. But again, I'm just going to be putting $100 a month towards this, and I'm also going to be putting my part-time job paychecks towards this. So, for me, it makes sense in my head to separate those two categories. If it sounds silly to you, I totally understand why, and you can pretty much just think of these two as two somewhat generic savings goals where I just am putting my extra money towards because I'm not exactly sure what I want to use it for. But I just wanted to let you guys know that's what's going to be going on. Hopefully it makes more sense once I actually start budgeting my August paychecks, which I'm getting my first August paycheck, I think August 14th. So once I actually start budgeting it in real life, maybe it will make more sense for you, for me, or maybe I'll decide it won't work and I'll change it again. But that's what I'm thinking about doing for right now. And I know this video is already so long and I wanted to make it short, but the last thing that I'm going to talk about, hopefully the last thing I'm going to talk about, is I've already entered my future paychecks, and you can see that I'm guessing they're going to be around $1,355, which is about $100 less, $90-ish dollars less than what they were previously at the $1,448, and that is because I increased my 401k contribution from 15% to 19%. So this was another step I took after I became debt-free. I no longer need as much cash flow during the month, so I'm just gonna put that money directly into my 401k, into investments. And how it's broken down is I have these scheduled transactions set up in my 401k. 15% is pre-tax, it's traditional 401k, it's the normal $346 that I've been putting into my 401k every 2 weeks. And then the new 4% is actually a Roth contribution, so it's after I've already paid my federal income taxes, and that's going to equal to about $92.30. And I'm just going to try out this Roth thing because the main benefit of doing Roth contributions is, the money that you put in now is taxed, but then when you withdraw it later, it's no longer taxed. It's not taxable. So I obviously have a Roth IRA, but the IRA limit is only $6,000 a year, versus the 401k limit is like $19,000 or $19,500 a year for like the employee's contributions alone. So I'm increasing my 401k contribution, but I wasn't really sure if I wanted to do pre-tax or if I wanted to do Roth. So for the rest of the year, I'm going to try out the Roth contribution, see how I like it, and then at the end of 2020, I might readjust, how much is going pre-tax, how much is going Roth for 2021. But for now, for the rest of the year, you should expect to see my paychecks to be around $13.55 a check that I receive. So I think that's finally everything. We went over a lot. I did my net worth update and my tracking account reconciliations, budgeted my July savings and checking account interest, went over my July 31st budget or paycheck budget, and then reviewed my income versus expenses, my net worth report, and any changes that are going to be coming up in August. So thank you guys for staying with me. If you have been staying with me, today is Saturday. I hope to get this video up for you today, later today, obviously. And then I just hope to be filming a lot these next couple of days because I've been slacking on the filming. I still need to finish my YNAB tips and tricks part 3 for toolkit for you. I need to finish my gross paycheck, how to track your gross paycheck in YNAB video. I want to do a video on PTO, like how to track your vacation time and sick time in YNAB. And I actually just got a request. I think her name is, or their name is Birdie. And they actually commented on my channel and requested a video about how I plan and prep my budget and decide, what my goals are and how do I decide how much money is going to everything before I actually come into YNAB. And that's been a video I've been thinking about doing as well. So I want to get all of those videos out to you within the next month on top of my normal bi-weekly budgets. And my next bi-weekly budget will be August 14th. So hopefully I can get another video up to you guys next week, and then my August 14th budget, and then another video, and then my August, my August 28th budget. So I've got a lot to film and a lot is coming out, so please make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'm going to stop talking. I hope you guys have a healthy, I hope you guys have a healthy what? I don't know what I was trying to say. I hope you guys are staying safe and healthy. Alright, I'm done.